My girlfriend Sarah said keeping the baby was a blessing after what happened, but I didn't expect her reason had nothing to do with faith. I spiraled. Her silence wasn't strength, it was fear, and when I read her mom's message blaming her for the assault, everything collapsed. This wasn't about belief. It was about shame, control, and a legacy of silence she couldn't break alone. Back in college, Sarah always smiled through church stories, brushing off her mom's obsession with modesty and sin. I thought it was just strict parenting, but after that frat party, her mom texted her the word Jezebel. That single word rewrote my understanding of their bond. I started seeing her past not as innocent, but as conditioned, control disguised as love, faith weaponized to silence. Her world had always been tight-lipped. I remember one Thanksgiving at her parents' house. Her mom insisted Sarah wear a shawl over her sweater at dinner. It was 70 degrees. I laughed, but Sarah didn't. Later, she confessed her mom once threw away a tank top, calling it Satan's bait. That night, I saw her flinch when her mom touched her shoulder. Not from pain but history. This wasn't about protection. It was policing. Her body, her choices, never belonged to her. I asked Sarah why she changed her mind. She shrugged, said it felt right. But her eyes darted. I called Ryan. He said, "Man, it's her call, don't push." Jason was blunt. "This is God's test," and none of it sat right. Later that night, Sarah clutched her rosary but didn't pray. She just stared at it. I knew then, she wasn't deciding. She was surrendering. And no one around her could see it but me. I reached out to Bridget, one of Sarah's old church friends. She hesitated before replying, then sent me a voice memo. She used to cry after youth group. Her mom said obedience was the only way to heaven. That stuck. When I mentioned it to Sarah, she froze. "It's not like that anymore," she whispered, but her voice cracked. She wasn't free, not spiritually, not emotionally. The baby wasn't her choice, it was her penance. I tried suggesting therapy. Sarah brushed it off, said, "It's not that bad." But that night, I caught her crying in the bathroom, muffling the sound with a towel. She had journals pages filled with guilt, Bible verses, and questions like, "Is God punishing me?" It hit me. She was still that child being judged by her mother's God. And now, she was bringing a child into that same cycle, without wanting to break it. I confided in Jason again, hoping for clarity. "Maybe she needs this to heal," he said, "but healing doesn't start with silence." I asked Sarah if she ever wanted this baby. She paused, then nodded, but it wasn't conviction. It was compliance. Later, I found her calendar marked with appointments she never went to. Her handwriting trembled, choices crossed out, plans erased. She wasn't living for herself. She was still trying to please someone else's voice. We had dinner with her parents. Her mom prayed loudly before eating, thanking God for Sarah's strength and divine obedience. I watched Sarah shrink. Evelyn squeezed her hand tightly. Sarah flinched later. Sarah barely touched her food. I offered to leave early. She nodded without speaking. In the car I asked, "Is this what you want?" She didn't answer, but tears streamed down. Her silence screamed louder than any argument. She didn't feel saved. She felt trapped.